Hello everyone, how is everyone today? Thank you so much for joining me on today's Facebook Live. I know it has been a little while, but we have got some brand new goodies to share with you all today. Yes, and I've just got some more that have literally just landed in the warehouse. So they're not even on the website yet, and I'm going to give you a little sneak peek ahead of everyone. Nobody's seen these ones, so they really are hot off the press. Thank you all so much for joining me. I have got your comments up on my phone and also on my iPad, so I can see that lots of you are tuning in to today's live. I know this one was a little bit last minute, there wasn't too much notice for it, but we've got the most beautiful new butterfly die, and I just wanted to show you all how to use it because I think you are going to absolutely love it. You are going to be able to create beautiful butterfly shaped cards just like these ones here, really quickly and really easily. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that during today's live. Thank you everyone who's joined me so far. Hello to Alison, to Denise, to Christine, to Margaret. Thank you everyone for joining me. I've got the comments in front of me, so please do pop me a comment in the comments box, and of course please share this video amongst your crafty friends as well, because they might not know we're live today, but we are. So yes, it is Friday afternoon, which is a little bit unusual for us to be doing a Friday Facebook Live. But like I say, I just wanted to show you this fabulous new die set because I think you are going to love it, and the stamp that goes with it too. So I'm going to dive on in. I'm going to put some finished samples up on the screen first for you to have a little look at. Should I just give you a couple of minutes to join? I'm just going to give everyone a couple more minutes just to kind of find the feed, because guess what? I was on time today. Can you believe it? So it is only 4 minutes past 2 today. So yes, very good. And technology has been on my side so far today. So fingers crossed it stays that way. So thank you everyone. Hello to Janet. Hello to Maxine. Oh, hello Maxine. My word, Maxine, I haven't seen you in ages. Maxine used to come to the crop in the shop when that was open. Pre-COVID, the shop hasn't reopened, just so everyone knows. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to pop some pictures in for you to have a little look at, a little sneak peek, and I'm going to take you through this beautiful butterfly stamp and die set. I've got 2 demos prepped, and keep leaving your comments, because what I'll do is I'll leave the comments open until 7 o'clock tonight, and then I will pick a winner. And I will pick a winner out and post them on the Facebook page. So hopefully if we make 2 cards, I'll give away 2 projects. So keep leaving the comments and I will pick 2 winners from the comments tonight. Okay, I will leave it open until 7 o'clock because I know some people tune in after work and things like that. And of course, this video will be on our YouTube channel as well. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do hop over and have a look on YouTube. It is Chloe's Creative Cards. There are lots of projects on there and we've got plans to get lots more on there too. So please do subscribe and then you'll get notified every time that a new video goes on. Right, enough of my talking. I'm going to put the finished card samples in, then I'm going to take you through this fabulous die set. So let me just click the right button here, hopefully. There we go. So you can see those beautiful cards, and I will be back with you in 2 seconds. There we go, and I'm back. Thank you all so much for your comments. Hello to Anne as well, who says, it's great to see you again. Hope you had a lovely holiday. I did, thank you. I had a lovely week's holiday. I went to Rhodes. So yes, it was absolutely lovely. It was so hot. It was just perfect. It was so nice. So thank you all so much for joining me today. Okay then. So, are we ready? See, Christine, I knew that you'd spotted that one. There is a brand new flower on the pink card. That's not coming today. That's coming later, okay? But I'll explain about that soon. So, today is all about this fabulous new butterfly sentiment stamp and die set. And you can see it is a whopper of a stamp and die. It is going to be perfect for creating shaped cards, for creating easel cards, for creating butterfly mats and layers. You can die cut your pattern papers from this. I have been loving die cutting our glitter card, matte mirror and mirror card from this, and then glittering around the edges. So I'm going to show you how to do that later on today. but it is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful stamp and die set. So I'll pop the overhead camera on and then you will be able to see this one a little bit closer. So here we go. So this is your stamp and die set. So it's going to come in one of our bigger little packets. So the size of the largest die is 15.6 centimetres by 13.1 centimetres. Very, very precise that is. So within your die set, I have actually already used mine, so you might notice a little bit of tape on some of mine in the background. You are going to get 5 metal cutting dies. And these are in a beautiful butterfly shape. They're all designed to nest. So you're going to be able to cut out your base card with these and then cut your little mats and layers to go on the top. And I'm going to show you how to create cute little cards just like this one here. And what if I turn this around this way, you'll be able to see how I've kind of added the dimension, and these are going to look awesome in a little gift box for presentation as well. Of course, you could be doing gift tags as well, so these are absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'm going to pop that to one side, and I'm going to show you the stamp that you get in here as well. Again, my stamp is very well used, and it says, wishing you a very happy birthday, may all your dreams come true. And that fits inside the second largest butterfly. So this is going to be lovely for stamping inserts for your cards. It's also going to be amazing for doing like the fronts of your cards, like I have done with some of the samples. It is a really, really lovely stamp and die set. And are you ready for this? Because I didn't tell you this part. It is on the website right now. So it was due to go on at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, but I thought with doing the Facebook Live, everyone always asks when things are available, so I've put it on before I've come on Facebook. So if you go over to the website, chloescreativecards.co.uk, you'll find this beautiful stamp and die set on there. And it is $16.99, okay? And you're going to get the 5 dies and the stamps within there. So it's a really, really good price. And you're honestly, you're going to use this so much. There's so much versatility. The stamp is a really nice large size, as is the die set. So you're going to be able to use this in lots of different ways. So I'm going to pop that one to one side, okay? And I should show some finished samples first, because I've got a few finished samples to show you. I've done the majority of the finished samples with this one. We've got some more that some of the design team have done, but because they've mixed and matched them with the next range, they're actually off at photography at the moment, so I've done these ones. So I'm going to turn this round. I'll pop the overhead back on again, and then you can see the finished card samples. So this is the one that I've done. So I'm going to actually show you how to make this as well today, because it's really, really easy to do. So the antennae, I'm not quite sure if I'm saying that right, but these are just little leftover strips of mirror card that I've used in the top here. And then I've done a mirror card, a glitter card, a mirror card, and then a stamped card layer on this one. And that'll all become apparent when I show you how to make this one up. Then done a little easel card, and there's a video going on YouTube to show you exactly how to do this project. So this is the little easel card here, and if you are loving these little sequin butterflies in the background, they are coming very, very soon too. So this is a really nice, really easy project to do as well. So that one's going up on YouTube, that particular card, and I've die cut that one from our glitter card, so you can see how it gives it that little bit of sparkle, that little bit of depth. And then I've just used some of our flower cut and emboss folders to embellish on this one. The next one that I've got is the same as the first one that I showed you, but minus the glitter. So you can take this as far or like as over the top or as kind of plain as you like to. It is a really, really pretty die set and stamp, this one. Next one is a project that I'm going to show you how to make. So it's this one here. So this is the little thank you card that I made. And this is a shaped butterfly card, okay? Yes, these flowers are brand new and they will be coming very, very soon. So sign up to the newsletter on the website and you will never miss a launch on this one. They are really, really pretty, these little flowers as well. They're actually, it's from you guys asking for them that we've done them. So they are smaller versions of the summer flower, the Grande summer flower that we did earlier in the year. And you all wanted some smaller ones. We've done smaller versions of them. So they'll be launching hopefully in the next few weeks. So keep an eye on the website for those. But you can see how lovely these all fit on the little butterflies. Okay. And then next up, this is a bit of a showstopper of a project. So I went a little bit over the top with this one. So this is using the 3D Blossom and Medley cut and emboss folder, which looks super pretty. A little bit of ink on there, a little bit of sparklicious glitter, of course. Then if I open it up, I used to make loads of these. I've done a pop-out card. So I've used the butterfly to cut the aperture in the middle. Then these tiny little sequin butterflies, again, are coming soon. But you can see how I've just embellished around there. And then I've popped the sentiment in the middle, which is just something a little bit different. And then the next one that I've got to show you is showing how you can just mat and layer this one up on a card blank too. So I've just done an 8x8 card. And then I've taken the sentiment stamp, I've stamped it onto the rose quartz pearl card. I nearly said mirror card there, I've got mirror card on the brain. Onto the pearl card, I've embossed it in opaque bright white super fine embossing powder, and then I've just cut that out and popped it in the middle of my card and embellished with some of those gorgeous flowers. Okay, so should we get on in and I will show you exactly how to use this stamp and die set. I'm going to move some of the new goodies out the way and I will show you those in a little bit, but I'm going to dive on in first. And we're going to make a little butterfly shaped card. So again, I will leave the comments open until about 7 o'clock. Once it hits 7, I will pick 2 winners out for the projects that I'm going to make. So I'm going to start off with, I've got an A5 folded card blank here. Okay. And I've got it in a landscape format, so my fold is at the top here. And I'm just going to pop my die over the top and just hang it over the edge like so. So I'm going to take a little bit of low tack tape. So I always use the Scotch low tack tape personally. Just trim this down. So I've got 2 little pieces of it to hold this die in place. There we go. So I'll pop that there and pop that there. So I'm going to tape that down in place and then I'm going to run this through my Gemini machine. So the plate combination that I am using for my Gemini is, my plates are terrible. I really need to get a new set. My base plate, my plastic shim, my die with my card, and then my cutting plate on the top. And then we're going to run this through. So that's going to go straight through our Gemini machine. Okay. And we will grab this at the other side. I always feel like this is such an awkward pause when you're doing a live video and you're waiting for it to come through. There we go. So we will then grab that at the other side. And then we're going to take this off and you will see that's cut through 2 layers of our luxury pearl card, no problem at all. And that has then created the little shaped card blank. Okay, so you can see how easy that is to do. It looks a bit weird at the moment, but what we're going to do is we're going to take this die again. And I'm doing this one all in kind of the Vista blue colours. So I'm going to take a piece of Vista matte mirror card. And I'm going to pop my die on here, like so. Okay. And then I'm going to run this one through my die cutting machine. So let me grab my little plates again. And that's going to go through the machine. Like so. So we're just going to wait for that to come through and grab at the other side. So just bear with. While that goes through there. There we go. And then we're going to grab that at the other side and lift this out. So when we pop that out, you can see how fabulous that then looks. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take our Art Glitter Dries Clear PVA glue. And then we are going to take some glitter. The glitter that I'm using, I think this is either Snow Queen or Ice Princess. It's one of our Christmas ones, but it's quite like a frosty coloured one. So I'll show you this when I run this around the edge. So literally all I'm doing, I'll hold this up to the camera as well so you can see, is I'm just using my Art Glitter Dries Clear PVA and I'm just glittering around the edge. Like so. Until I'm concentrating now, I've gone very quiet. There we go. And then we're going to tip this over. So we're going to cover this with the glitter. Okay. I think this is Ice Princess actually that I'm using. If we hold that up and see how it's just added that little bit of glitter on there. So you could use Snow Queen or Tiara as well if you've got any of those in your craft box at home. So I'm going to do exactly the same along the other side. I'm not worrying that my glue is kind of too neat. We just want to get that glue on there and along the edges. Just going around the sides like this. Okay, and then we're just going to sprinkle this over. So all I've used to pop, oh, that was a mistake there. All I've used to pop my glue on is the Art Glitter Dries Clear Glue, and then it's got, you can get the little extra metal tip that goes on the end, and it just makes it ultra fine when you pop the line on there. So I tend to just keep that on my glue all the time. But you can see how you've got that little sparkly edge there. I'm going to just get rid of this excess glitter that I've managed to spill on my craft desk here. So let me just get that dusted off there. There we go. Pop that back into the tub. Okay, and then what we're going to do now is we're going to start to get this stuck together. So I've got my base card here first, and then we're going to take a little bit of Collall all-purpose glue. Okay, so just a little bit of glue onto here. Again, I always like to use a little bit of glue when I'm using like gluing something down, because it just gives you that little bit of time to kind of manoeuvre things if you don't get things quite straight, which is what I do quite often, I have to say. So I've got one that's already dried here, so let me grab that one in. Here we go. So I've got this one here. So this is my matte mirror layer. So I'm going to stick that on the top. And then you can see how that's completed the butterfly shape, but we've got the fold at the top. There we go. Okay, then next up, I've got my little pre-glittered layers here. I did one from the Vista mirror card, okay, and did exactly the same around the edge, just glittered it, and it kind of makes it look like you've just frosted the edge. So I'm going to fold this one in half, like so. I'm not being too particular about that or anything either, I'm just folding it down the middle, and then we're going to glue this one down in place. So to glue it down, I'm going to use some Pinflair glue gel. So Pinflair or Collall, they both do the same job. We've got Pinflair on the website at the moment. I'm going to put a little bit of glue along the middle, and then a little blob just either side. So can you see that there? And then we're going to stick that down. So I want it flat in the centre, and I'm going to let the sides stay ever so slightly raised, like so. Okay. And then we're going to do, I've taken a piece of our beautiful patterned paper. So this is from the sugared foiled paper pad. So it's that lovely one with all the little dots on. So I've popped my die over the top, and I've popped it on that way, so I get like the dots either side. Die cut it out and then glittered around the edge again in that lovely Ice Princess glitter. And then I'm going to fold that in half. And then glue down the middle. Now again, you could use Snow Queen or you could use Tiara as well. It's a lovely one for doing the edges of your projects. So again, I've glued that down flat in the middle and left the wings lifted. So you can see, if I turn this round, the effect that then gives. You've got the 3 different layers. So I know this isn't too postage friendly, but if you were hand delivering or making a little keepsake, this is lovely. It's such a lovely, lovely idea. There we go. So I've now taken the smaller butterfly, which is this one here from the die set, and I've die cut it out of Vista mirror card and done the glittering around the edge exactly the same. And then we're going to fold that in half again. Okay. A little bit of glue down the middle and a blob of glue either side. I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to stick that down just about there. Okay. There we go. So you can see how that's then looking. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a piece of, this is our Crystal White Pearl card. And I'm going to take my butterfly stamp. Okay, so we'll get that off the acetate to start with. And I'm going to grab my acrylic block. Always easier said than done, isn't it? Picking up the acrylic block. There we go. Take that, I'm going to pop my stamp on here. So the one I'm using is the large square one from our acrylic block set, and honestly, if you haven't got these acrylic blocks, I will be adding them into your basket. They fit all of our stamps on and will fit all of our stamps going forward on as well, so it's a really good investment, and they are really nice, lightweight, flexible acrylic blocks, so you've got to use these like all the time. They're going to become an essential in your craft room. So I'm going to take an anti-static bag. I'm going to give my Crystal White card a little dust over, like so. And then I'm going to take my stamp, I'm going to ink it up with my Wow clear embossing ink pad. So lots of tapping all over the image. I'm trying to do this really carefully so I don't rock the camera too much. I always seem to struggle with that. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this down, pop this onto my card and press. So you want firm, even pressure all over the stamp, like so. It's a really nice large stamp as well, this one. And then I'm going to lift that off. Okay, and then I am going to take my Bejeweled Blue embossing glitter. This is quite an old Wow powder, this one. This was one from our candy collection, actually. And I've just picked it out because it goes really nicely with the colours that I've gone for this particular card. Just going to get rid of that bit off my mat there. So I've tipped my embossing powder over and I'm going to heat it up now. So I'm using my little heat gun. This is my proper heat gun went off, so this is my spare one. It's a little bit slow. So I'm just going to hold my heat gun still, and then as soon as I see that powder start to melt and change, I'm going to just move it over the image. So just see it starting to turn there now. Just get this little corner here. There we go, and we're just going to, ooh. There we go. This is just heating up now. Like so. So all I'm doing is waiting for the powder to kind of twinkle at me, and then as soon as it does that, that's when I know that my embossing powder is heated and changed. It is a very slow heat gun, this one, I have to say. Let's get that little bit there. And there we go, and that's all nicely heated up. So I'm just going to give that just a couple of seconds just to cool down. I think just a tiny bit there. Didn't look like part of it had caught there, but it has. So I'm going to take my die and pop this directly over the top. So again, I'm going to use a little bit of low tack tape just to hold this in place. So we'll take a couple of lengths of this. Okay. That's going to go in the top corner there. And that is going to go in the bottom corner there. And then we're going to run this through our die cutting machine again. So again, I'm just going to use my Gemini machine. Okay, and I'm going to just run this through. Okay, so today we have just released the one butterfly sentiment stamp and die set, which is fabulous. There is more to come, but for today we've just got the butterfly sentiment stamp and die. And I really wanted to show you this one because even just as a little standalone, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's so cute. And I've had so much fun actually making the projects with these. It's been lovely. So what I'm gonna do with this one is I'm gonna do exactly the same technique with my glue and my glitter. I'm gonna just take my art glitter, Dries Clear PVA, and I'm gonna take my die cut and I'm just gonna run around the edge with my glue. And then once I've glittered this up, I'm gonna use something that's new on this one. Okay. So I'm just going round the edge, like so. So just working your way around, popping that glue on and covering in glitter. And again, I'm not being too kind of neat or too careful or anything about this. I'm just getting the glue on there, like so, and then covering with the glitter. Okay, and then I'm going to grab in something that's new. Okay, so these are brand new, as in so new, literally nobody's seen these apart from me. They are our beautiful new self-adhesive sparkles. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see me like the other way, because if I turn these around, they've got so many different like colours in them. The lighting's a little bit better this way. So these are our brand new self-adhesive sparkles. So we've got 8 different colours. We've got the luscious yellows, which is this one here. So you've got your yellows in here. We've got the beautiful blues, which are the ones that I'm going to use on this project here, which are gorgeous. We've got the metallics. So in here you've got a silver, gold and like a coppery colour. Then we've got the pretty purples, which are these ones here. Then we've got the totally turquoise, which are all the turquoises and teals. We've got sparkling silvers, so you've got plain silver, iridescent silver, and like clear iridescent ones in there. Glorious greens, which you've got all these zingy greens, which, you know, you might think you're not going to use green jewels, but I'm going to show you how to use those when we have something else that's coming out. And the beautiful pinks as well. So these are stunning. They are so much more sparkly than your normal self-adhesive jewels as well. They make beautiful centres for your flowers, and they make absolutely gorgeous little embellishments as well. So I'm just going to use a couple on this little butterfly to kind of bling him up a little bit. So I'll pop the overhead camera back on, and you might be able to see the sparkle if I hold it right up. It's a little bit tricky to show you. But can you see how we've given you a mix, how some have got the AB coating on, some are the standard ones, but these are absolutely beautiful. So these aren't on the website yet, they need to go to photography and be photographed. But once we will let you know, sign up to the email newsletter, please don't worry, okay? So I'm going to pop these to one side and I'm going to just dot a few onto here. So I'm just going to grab my little tweezers. Okay, so I'm going to pick these ones up here, and some of the stones are transparent, so they allow the colour to shine through from underneath, which I personally love. Like when we did these, I wanted something that was a little bit different, and they are super duper sparkly. If you like making smaller cards, they are sized perfectly for your smaller projects, but you can see how you can just take a few of these and dot them about, and they are going to elevate your projects. They look like really, really expensive on your cards as well. They look absolutely gorgeous. If I hold that up, can you see the little twinkles that you then get from the rhinestones? They are beautiful. So what I'm going to do with this one again is I'm going to fold it in half like I have done with all of my other layers. So normally I would allow my glue to dry, okay, but with us doing this as a demo, I thought I'll just kind of get it all nicely stuck together for you. So I'm going to use a little bit of Pinflair glue gel. So I'm going to pop that down the middle, blob either side, and then pop that in the centre there. Okay, and then if I turn that, you can just see how pretty that then looks. So if you want to add the little antenna on like I have done, what you need to do is take some of your mirror card or your matte mirror, either or works to be honest, and take your guillotine. That did not sound good. And then what we're going to do is just cut 2 really fine strips. So I'll just cut one and then cut it in half. So just cut a little tiny strip. That is something that you would normally put in the bin, isn't it? But now we've got it used for it. And then we're going to fold that in half. Just trim that in half there. Okay. And then what I like to do is take these little sparkles, because obviously I'm now obsessed with them, so they have to go on everything. And I just take one and pop it on there. Flip it over. Pop another one on the back. And then I do exactly the same again. One here. Flip it over. And grab it. There we go. Another one on the back. There we go. So this then creates your little antenna. And you can just push this in to the butterfly and it'll grab to where your Collall glue is, or your Pinflair, sorry. So I'm going to push these in. There we go. And that would then be your finished card. So you can see how pretty that then looks. Okay, if I turn it round, you might be able to see a little bit better this way as well. Let me flip the camera. There we go. So you can see how pretty that then is and how we've created that gorgeous little butterfly layered card, and it's going to stand up perfectly on its own as well. So you don't need to balance it in any way or do anything like that. It stands up absolutely perfectly. But how gorgeous is that going to look on someone's mantelpiece? It's just so pretty. Such a lovely idea. So I'm going to pop this to one side. And should I show you? I'll show you something else new that we've got that's come in too. So I'll pop these on my craft mat. Okay. So these are pretty fabulous. I'm excited for these. Okay, pop the overhead camera on now. Okay, so these are also new and these are all gorgeous sequins. Now, I don't know if you remember, last year I did, was it last year? It might have even been the year before actually. Dimensions are all on the website, Jennifer, for the butterfly stamp and die set. So if you have a look on the website, chloescreativecards.co.uk, all of the information that you need will be on there. So last year, it might have even been the year before, I can't remember, it's all just kind of rolling into one. We did a stamp along and we used some beautiful sequins, okay? And you all loved them, but they were just what I had in my craft box. Just kind of things that you collect, isn't it? So I thought we need some sequins because these are just gorgeous. So we've got 6 different packs. So we've got a mixed pack where you've got different colours in, okay? This camera seems to be really dark today as well, and I'm not quite sure why. But the colours are much more vivid in real life. They're really pretty. We've then got the iridescent pinks. We've got the blues. We've got yellows. Yellows are gorgeous. I love these ones. We've got iridescent. So that's just like your neutral ones that are going to go with everything. And we've also got the lilacs as well. okay? And these are absolutely fab. They're going to be awesome for doing shaker cards. They're going to be fab for just embellishing. And seriously, you are getting a lot in one packet. You've got different shapes in there as well. So we've put smaller ones in there. We've put some larger ones in. We've put different shapes of flowers, different textures as well. So some have like got a little embossing on the petals. But these are absolutely gorgeous. So these literally landed in the warehouse this morning, along with the gorgeous self-adhesive jewels. So these will be coming soon, okay? So if you are wanting the self-adhesive jewels and the beautiful sequins, keep an eye on the website. Sign up to the newsletter because they will be coming very, very soon, okay? But I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek of those because I can. So we're going to make another card now. So we're going to be using the butterfly stamp and die set again. And we're going to make this one here, which is super, super cute. So again, a shaped card blank, really, really easy to do. And I have got some videos going up on YouTube over the weekend. So there's a shaped card tutorial going up, and there's an easel card tutorial going up as well using the gorgeous butterfly die that is available on the website now. So you can hop over to chloescreativecards.co.uk and have a little look. The butterfly die is available on there. Okay, so I'm going to pop that to one side, and we are going to take another A5 card blank. So literally all I've done, I've got glitter all over the shop here. Let me just have a little dust down. And I'm wearing navy blue. This was not a good colour choice. Shows all the glitter, doesn't it? Okay, so we're going to take our die again, and we're going to just overhang it slightly off the card blank, like so. Okay, and this one you're going to get a little sneak peek at some new flower stamp and dies. I was just saying the other day, actually, I feel like I've been working away in the background, and you know when you're just not seeing things come to fruition, but now it all is. So there's so many different products coming your way, it's going to be fabulous. So I've taken my butterfly die, I've overhung it slightly off the edge of my card here, and then I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. So again, I'm using my Gemini, I've got my base plate, my plastic shim, my card with my die and my cutting plate on the top. I'm going to run that through. So this is just going to go through the die cutting machine. There we go, it's running through now, I can hear it. Then we're going to grab that at the other side here, and we're going to lift this out. So this is going to be the start of our shaped card. Now I'm going to show you a little bit of, this is a little bit more advanced, this project, than the last one, which is what again I like about this die. I've moved my bin too far away from me, so I'm like literally having to throw things at it while I'm doing this demo. So if you just see my arm go across, that's why. So what I've done is, again, I've already pre-glittered my layers just to give them time to dry. I've taken a piece of our beautiful, this is our rose quartz mirror card. So I've taken a piece of that. That's going to create the little butterfly shape, because obviously we've chopped the top off. And I've glittered around the edge. Again, I think I've used Ice Princess or Tiara on this one. Really pretty. Then I've taken a piece of our matte mirror card, which is, again, in the rose quartz. And I've die cut the butterfly out again, and I'm going to show you how to do this one. So I've taken my butterfly and taped that in place, and I'm going to run that through my machine. So this is on my rose quartz matte mirror card. Okay, so we'll run that through. Here we go. Okay. Oh, I'm so pleased that you are loving all of the new things. Again, as always, sign up to our email newsletter. That is always the first place to find out about any new goodies. So have a little look on there. Okay then, so next up we're going to do a little bit of embossing. So I think embossing with a stencil is really underrated, but you can do it with your die cutting machine. So I'm going to take my stencil. So this is our Petite Poker stencil, and I think this should be an essential in any craft box, and you'll see why in a moment. So I've got that down there. Oops. I'm going to take my tape. Just going to tape this in place, like so. So to use this on my Gemini, I've got my base plate, I've got my plastic shim, I've got my stencil with my little die cut on the top. And then I'm going to take my rubber mat, and this is going to like force the paper through the stencil, if that makes sense. I'm going to put my clear plate on the top and I'm going to run this through. So here we go, that is running through right now. Christine, I agree, I love this stencil. It looks awesome if you paste through it as well with the texture pastes. Pop a little bit of glitter over the top, even doing just a clear paste with Sparklicious glitter, the Crystalina one. Oh, it just looks fab. So then if we lift this away, ta-da, you can see how we've got all of these little dots embossed on the matte mirror card. So honestly, Petite Poker stencil, definitely one to get in your basket. It is fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to pop this to one side. There we go. It's such a cool technique, that one, and it's something that I do quite a lot because obviously you don't really get 8x8 embossing folders, and I feel like we need to do more 8x8 stencils because you can use them in so many different ways. You can be using them with your inks, you can be using them with your pastes, and then of course you get the effect of like an embossing folder, but the stencils are so much more kind of inexpensive to buy, so you get more value out of them as well because you can do more techniques. Then of course if you wanted to sand the top off this, you could be. If you'd done this onto say normal card or paper, you could emboss it through and then pop a little bit of ink over the top if you wanted to. So there's lots and lots of different ways that you can be using this one. So again, what I've done on the one that I'm going to show you how to make up is I've just glittered around the edge and covered with my Tiara glitter. Then I have taken a piece of rose quartz mirror card, die cut out the smaller butterfly, glittered around the edge, and then I've taken a piece of crystal white card, I've die cut out that smaller butterfly, and then I've done this already so it will be dry to show you, but I've just put some little dots of glue on there and covered it with our Crystalina Sparklicious glitter, and it's so easy to do. Just dot your glue, sprinkle it over, leave it to dry, and it just gives like a subtle texture to your project. So we'll get sticking this together. So I'm going to use my card blank here that we've created. I'm going to pop a little bit of Collall glue just onto here like so. Okay, and then we are going to take our rose quartz mirror card layer. And I'm going to take that beautiful embossed layer, I'm going to fold that in half again, and then I'm going to pop that in the middle here. As well, I think there's so many different techniques, isn't there? Sometimes you can kind of forget some of the, not basic techniques, but some of the more easy ones, but that give you like a real wow effect. So I'm going to take a little bit of glue and just pop that down the centre again. A little blob either side. Like so, and then we're going to pop that onto our card. So that's going to get stuck down there. Like so. Then we're going to do exactly the same with the next layer. So this is the mirror card. Fold that in half. A little bit of glue down the middle, and then a little blob either side. And the effect that you get with this is just fab. It just looks so pretty when you see it in the flesh. It looks like the butterfly's almost fluttering away. And then we're going to do exactly the same with the white layer. So a little bit of glue and a little blob either side. And there we go. Open that up. Pop that down onto our card blank. And there we go. Okay, so you can see how that's then coming really nicely together. I'm just going to flatten that out just a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to pop that one to one side and I'm going to grab in something that's new, okay? And I know that some of you have spotted this one, okay? And this is one of our new stamp and die sets. It's not available yet, and it's not going to be on the website till later in the month for sure. So this is just a little sneak preview because I've already used it on the project. So this is our summer flower stamp and die set. So this is the summer flower trio. So you might have remembered back in January we brought you the Grande summer flowers, which were like those really large floral images, which were beautiful, but lots of you asked for some smaller ones. So we've basically taken those designs and shrunk them down to like our standard size stamp and die sets where you get the 3 in. And what we've done is created these beautiful little flowers that you're going to be able to use on lots of your projects. So I've already done these, and I've done them on the beautiful rose quartz pearl paper, embossed them in opaque bright white superfine and covered them in Crystallina. And these flowers are cut to the centre as well, so when you shape these, you literally die cut them out, pinch them down the centre like this. Okay. So I've got 2 of the same size. So this is the medium and the small ones that I'm using. So you do get a larger one in the set as well. So I'm going to go down onto there. And I've taken a little acetate layer as well, which I've just cut out with my scissors. So I'm just going to pull these up towards me, like so. Put a blob of glue in the middle of there. That then creates that one. Then I'm going to make 2 smaller ones as well. So doing exactly the same, working around, pinching down the centres of those petals to create these little flowers. Okay. Little blob in the middle. And then position that down. And then exactly the same again. So just working around, shaping these petals. Little blob in the middle. Just stick that down. And again, I've got my little acetate layers. I always pull these right up towards me. I'm always quite rough with them as well. Don't have to be too gentle. What you will find as well when you shape is a little bit of the embossing powder may come off the plastic, because you basically, it's a plastic onto plastic, but I don't tend to worry about that. Still always looks just as nice. Just go around. Blob of glue onto here as well. And that would then be your completed flower. I'm going to take a little bling stone, and I'm using, this is the spring bling box that I'm using. So I'm going to take 3 of the large ones from there and pop these in the centres of the flowers. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then what I've done next is I've taken the thank you die. So this is one of our stamp and die sets. So I'm going to pop that to one side, and then I need, I'm just going to have to grab, because I've die cut that one out of there. Oh no. Right, I just need to grab some mirror cards. Just give me 2 seconds. See, I got myself all organised and then got excited and die cut the wrong part, but never mind. So I've got some crystal white card here and some rose quartz mirror card. So what I'm going to do is take my rose quartz matte mirror. I'm going to put my thank you on there, and I'm going to put my thank you on there. I'm going to grab some tape. Okay. Might stick some of the little sequins on here, you know. Might do. We'll see. Right then. So I'm going to take my plates. Now, because this is a slightly more detailed die, I like to add my magnetic sheet in. So pop that in there. Helps if it's the right way around. There we go. Right, pop all the thank you dies on the plate, and and through they go. So that's just running through the machine now, but you can see how the card's coming together. You can also see how I've elaborated from the original. Felt like the textured background just added something to this one that I really liked. So, grab these out of the machine. So we've got our little thank you. I want to grab this one out here. Oh no, I made the right mess of this. There we go. We've got our thank you that will pop out of the die. It's a lovely fine die, this one as well. Really nice. Pop that one out of the way. So then we'll stick this down just with a little bit of Dries Clear glue. And then it's going to go, oops, there we go, into here, like so. And what you can do is, where you've got your glues run over, you can always just take a little baby wipe go, and then we're going to pop that onto our base card here. So to do that, what I've been doing to stick this down, because obviously you've got that bit of, it's quite kind of dimensional, so I've just been using big blobs of glue gel. That then gets stuck down there. So you can see how pretty that then looks. Okay, and then you can take your little flowers and embellish with these. So, pop, move that down a fraction. One there. So where it just takes a little bit of time with your arranging. One there. And then pop one up here. A little one down at the bottom. Okay, so you can see how pretty that's looking. And then, should we go pink? Should we put some pink sequins on this one? So we'll open the little sequin bag. They come in grip seal bags as well, so awesome for storage. And they're really nice and iridescent. So they are super duper pretty. So what I'm going to do, you can stick them down with your Dries Clear PVA, which is probably what I would use. Just stick a couple on. They just take a little bit of time to dry, but what I'm going to do is, before I stick that down, I'm going to put a little one of the self-adhesive jewels in the middle, because we can, can't we? So we'll take one of these little jewels. They're actually self-adhesive sparkles, I think we're calling them on the website, because they are like super sparkly. Look, these are gorgeous. I feel like you probably can't quite see at home, so I will hold it up in a moment, but there we go. So pop a couple of these on here. See if we've got some tiny ones as well, because there are some really cute little flowers in the sequin pack too. Sometimes they're just nice to add as just a little embellishment. So, there we go. Ooh, oh no, there we go. That's them. Oh, lots of them out the bag. But you can see literally how many of these you were getting. It's phenomenal. Getting such a huge amount. I'm going to do the same down here, but I just think it just really adds something to your finished project, and because we've kind of coordinated everything for you as well, it just looks fab. So, a little jewel in the middle. Jewel in the middle of that one, if it wants to go in. There we go. Ooh, my word, my fingers are not working today. There we go. There we go. And then we'll add another couple of little... I'm obsessed with these. I want to stick them on everything. I feel like every card I make now is going to have some form of sequin on. Everything. They've got holes in the middle as well, so if you do actually, this is a serious note, if you want to use them for sewing, you can as well. Little one there. Little one there. Little one there. See, I'm getting carried away now. I'm sorry, everyone. And then this little one. So they're all like really iridescent, so they're super, super pretty. And then just with the little bling stones, like, oh my word. It all just comes together so nicely. We've grabbed these here. Oh, there we go. Look. See how pretty they then look. They're all beautiful and iridescent and sparkly. So there we go. That would then be your finished card. So that is using the gorgeous butterfly sentiment stamp and die that is available on the website now. So hop over and have a look on chloescreativecards.co.uk. And again, that little card will stand up by itself. Super cute. It looks so pretty. And the sequins and the jewels will be coming very, very soon. So let me pop the camera around the other way. I apologise now for the mess that I've made on this desk. I've got stuff all over the place. And I'll tidy these sequins up later and pop them back in the bag. They do come in a little grip seal bag as well, which is fab for storage. Okay. So that is all of the newness that I've got to update you on today. So we've got the gorgeous new Butterfly Sentiment stamp and die set. That is on the website now. So hop over and have a look. chloescreativecards.co.uk. We've got some videos going up on YouTube over the weekend showing you how to use this one as well. And then we have got the sequins and the self-adhesive sparkles coming to you very, very soon. So if you never want to miss a launch, you need to sign up to our newsletter on the website on chloescreativecards.co.uk. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I really hope that you have enjoyed today's live video. I'll pick 2 winners out for the cards that I've made. I'll leave the comments open till 7 o'clock tonight, and then I'll pick 2 winners after that. So thank you all so much for joining me. I really hope that you have enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye.